Okay, I should have spoken on this sooner, but I was like doing a movie and I was really busy. I am so over this Chapel Roan discourse. If I see one more video bashing this girl, I'm gonna lose my mind, okay? You guys just hate women that set boundaries, and you'll blame it on anything else except that she set boundaries. She doesn't want you guys all up in her business. That's not who she is, and you guys can't handle it. You guys want women to be 100% accessible. You guys want women to be slaves to the fame and do every center the fans, and maybe that's just not her process. Like, I know for me, like when I got really famous overnight, I lost 30 pounds in a month. Like, people were spreading Ozempic rumors, but it was really trauma from being perceived by millions of people. And you can ask it like different things. Oh my God, this is so cool. Let me do social, because I need a social life. Oh, should I start a cult? Also, I guess no cult for me, but it's okay. I can still wear this cute shirt. I'm gonna do love. You know what? That's a really good question. Will I ever find love? Okay, let's see. What do people say about me behind my back? I already know what you guys say about me. Oh my God, this is co-star. That is really cool. People are saying positive things about you behind your back. Please. Mercury is trine to Neptune is creating a sense of transcendence in your friendship. This is a time of balance between passion and desire for the greater good. Your positive impact on others may be greater than you realize. You're not just a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Slay. One day, I come into work to find that my cherry red patent leather Jimmy Choo pumps, gifted to me by a loyal foot fetishist, were used as an ashtray. I scoop them up and rush into the lounge, demanding to know who defaced them. Mistress Sade whispers that a certain Mistress Violet is the culprit. And I don't know if this is true or not, she says, but I wouldn't wear your black leather leotard anymore. Why? I ask as I'm wearing it. She hesitates a moment. I'm pretty sure she peed on it, but you didn't hear it from me. She does this to all the new girls. I do my best to keep my composure, but my insides are ablaze. I was wondering why it felt damp, I say calmly. I figured maybe it was the humidity of the basement. I run to the bathroom and rip the leotard off my body and begin scrubbing at my skin with hand sanitizer. All the while, my heart is pounding. Sure, I'm young and quiet and keep to myself, but she has no idea the levels of rage I harbor beneath my cool exterior. She just unleashed the beast, and I'm gonna ruin her life. For fun. There's no use telling Greta about my vicious attack, because Mistress Violet is her favorite girl. I know she's a cash cow, even though she looks like a wet rat. She's tragic, but she's a good dominatrix. I look at her schedule and see she's due to clock in soon. Perfect. I'll just wait for her here. Ronnie, baby, get a grip. Why you so obsessed with me? I just wanna know. Also, side note, how sick is this shirt? The Sex Boys made it. Anyway, Ronnie, I love you too, babe. Don't worry. Okay, I don't see many people talking about this, so I'm going to appoint myself Elephant's management, marketing, crisis PR. What is this? Elephants never asked for this. Like, they would hate this if they knew about this. Like, this just feels so unfair. And you know what? I will start that movement to remove the elephants from the GOP emblem, because this is just, it's exploitative, it's misleading, and it paints elephants in a negative light. And elephants happen to be the best, most amazing, sensitive, beautiful, kind, intelligent creatures to ever walk the earth. So why are they the Republican symbol? Like, they're literally the opposite of a Republican. I can't. Free the elephants, save the elephants from this type of slander. Really got me thinking. Sorry, I know I look crazy. I did not wash my face last night. But this really got me thinking, and I was like, yeah, what is it about men that anytime a woman's feeling good about herself and she's like, I look so hot, what is it about men that they always have to come in and like humble us? And then it hit me. It's because men think in their minds that they are the rulers of beauty. They decide who and what is beautiful. So when they see us making that decision for ourselves, their brain like short circuits, like a brain fart kind of, and just gets all like discombobulated, and then they like don't know what their purpose here on earth is anymore. So yeah, I think like that's kind of why that's happening. Yeah, men, you guys are not the rulers of beauty. You're not the gatekeepers of beauty. You do not decide what is beautiful. We don't care what you think is beautiful, FYI. Ronnie, baby, I hate to break it to you, but not being liked by you and your crew of prepubescent incels is a compliment. It means I'm doing something right. So thank you for this daily affirmation, and don't worry, it's gonna get better, okay? Just hang in there, little guy. You're gonna be okay. It's just growing pains. And I know it causes you to be hormonal and lash out and get really angry on the internet, but it's gonna be okay. So this is Jonna. I chose this urn for her. It's very fitting because she was really girly, and she loved pink, and I guess that was probably the only way in which we were different. I was her like more like butch girlfriend. Like she always used to say that I was her boyfriend. And we like kind of low-key were in love, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, when she passed away, it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life, and I've just never been the same since. And then yeah, then 6 months later when I got pregnant, I was actually in the middle of divorcing the person I was married to. So I was not in a good place to be getting pregnant. The love was like gone. Like it just, and I didn't have any money. Like it was just not the right time, but I guess it was. It ended up being the right time, but anyone sane would have probably been like, don't go through with this. But when I calculated the due date and I saw that it was her birthday, I just thought like, oh, okay, I need to do this now. Like, that's it, done deal. Like, I didn't question it again. I didn't even tell anyone because I knew that people were going to try to talk me out of it. And I didn't want anyone poisoning my brain. So I didn't even tell my family or my sisters, nobody, for like 3 months, I think, actually. So I was going through all these things alone, essentially. And, yeah, and she would come to me often in dreams, and she came to me and I asked her, like, can you please come back reincarnated as my child? And she legit was like, no. But she did let me know that I was going to be having a boy. So, oh, and also he didn't even end up being born on her birthday because I had to be induced because I was having some blood pressure issues. So yeah, I guess in spirit he's an Aquarius, but in this physical realm he's a Capricorn. But he could have been an Aquarius like me, but and Jonna, and that's another thing Jonna and I had in common, like our birth chart was identical. But yeah, that's the story of me and G and V. And yeah, so I kind of always like think that like Jonna's his surrogate parent, because if it hadn't been for her birthday being his due date, I probably wouldn't have gone through with it, if you know what I mean. But I had blind faith and it was a good gamble. I definitely I came up. Okay, this is another good story. So Jonna and I met at an AA meeting, and she was sitting next to me, and she was like trying to make small talk with me, and I was like, who is this girl? Because she was like really outgoing and super confident, super friendly, super funny, and she like her sense of humor was so wild. Like she would say the most out of pocket shit that I'd look around and be like,
all the time. Like, oh my God, I hope nobody heard that. Like, she was like that. She was hilarious. Anyway, so we're at this AA meeting, and who do I see? The ex-boyfriend that fucked the girl that I had to throw the wine on. He's there with another girl that bullied me on Instagram after I released this really, really personal and vulnerable art book, like photography book. So obviously, when the speaker's done, I raise my hand and I'm like, I just want everyone to know that there are 2 people in here that have victimized me, and this is no longer a safe space for me, and I was at AA first, and they need to leave, blah, blah, blah. And I just went on this like crazy rant. And when I was done and the meeting was over, she looked over at me and was like, "That, you have no idea how many times I've wanted to do that, and I cannot believe you just did that." And I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, we exchanged numbers, and like the rest is history. We became inseparable. We were together every single day. We spent the holidays together. Like, that was my person. So yeah, that's how we met. Okay, I've never talked about this before, but it just popped in. I just saw another video about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me talk about this. So my breastfeeding journey was really shitty. It just didn't work. I tried so much. I would pump every couple of hours, and I did all the things, and there'd be like just one little drop of milk. And I really thought, like, oh my God, I'm defective. Like, what's wrong with me? I can't do this basic thing that my ancestors have probably been doing for millions of years. Like, I'm like, whatever. I just felt like faulty goods, you know, like less of a woman, less of a mother. I did. You know, and everyone, you know, talks about how breast milk is the liquid gold and all this stuff. And I was just so sad that my son wasn't getting that. And it just made me feel so guilty. And then it was only later on when I realized how hard motherhood is that I realized, like, oh my God, God only gives you things like, and I say God, it's a loose term, it's the universe, it's karmic, it's whatever. God only really gives you what you can handle. And I think that God knew that if I had to breastfeed, it would have been too hard for me, because I look at moms that do breastfeed, and that is a very insane commitment, you know? Like, my son was a couple weeks old and he could go spend the night at his grandma's house or his grandpa's house, you know? And if I were breastfeeding, that would be very difficult because I would need to pump. You know, I would leak in my clothes. Like, I wouldn't have been able to go back to work so soon. I don't know. I just, now in hindsight, I'm like, oh my God, it was protection, you know? Because I think that I was already having such a difficult time in those months that I think it was just like, I don't know why I'm going to cry right now. But I think, yeah, I think now that I have the bigger picture, you know, when I see the bigger picture, I'm like, oh my God, that was definitely a protective measure, because I don't think I would have been able to handle it. And I think it would have really consumed me. So to all formula mommies, don't worry, because my son is in the 96th percentile in weight and height, and he is so smart. He understands Russian, Italian, and English, and he's a formula baby. So don't feel bad about giving your kids formula. I really kind of think it's the same thing. Also, not for nothing, I don't know how nutritious my breast milk would have been. Hey guys, so a lot of you love my red hair, and as you can see, it's kind of faded out. And actually, funny story, Valentina's babysitter wanted to dye her hair red, and she went to the hair salon, and the stylist showed her a photo of me and was like, I want to do this to you, and then quoted her like hundreds of dollars. And I told her, I was like, girl, this is what I've been using, and I buy it in bulk. Anyway, I'll show you guys before and after and the process, how I do it, even though it's really basic and elementary, but I'm just bored and I wanted to make a video, so here we go. Okay, this is actually so hard to do, holding the phone,
but I'm just gonna, and I put coconut oil all around like my ears and the edge of my forehead, just to make sure it doesn't stain. Okay, she's on there, and I'm gonna leave it on for longer than I'm supposed to. I'll probably leave it on for like 45 minutes, and then I'll show you guys the final. Okay, I think she's ready to be rinsed. And here she is. And I didn't use shampoo or conditioner because this is not permanent, so it will come out. But you can obviously wash it with shampoo. It'll just might take out some of the color. But yeah, I love her. Cherry. Okay, guys. I don't know why all my best ideas come to me on the toilet, but here we are again. Guys, I need a shirt that says, I have a right to be ugly. The best part is that you guys don't have to ask us to do our hair and do our makeup, because we already see how you guys treat the ugly girls. We see it all the way from elementary school, okay? We see how those girls are picked on and treated like they don't exist and walked all over, and we see that, and it scares us so much that now you don't have to ask us to do our hair and do our makeup for a date. We instinctively do it because we so badly want to survive in this world. And if being pretty equals survival, then that's what we're gonna choose, okay? But don't forget who imposes that on us. Okay, my dad was released that night. It was determined that he really had no involvement and had no idea what was going on. And also, like, the media did sensationalize it a little bit. Like, he definitely was not making bombs, or, I mean, I don't know, whatever. I actually don't know. But I can only imagine, because I know my brother, and I've always known him to be, like, I'm not kidding you guys, like, the sweetest, most gentle, kind, soft-spoken, like, loves animals, loves to plant flowers, like has a green thumb, like loves nature. But I will say that, like, you know, both my brother and I have a lot of trauma, and the difference is that I'm scrappy, I'm a fighter. I, through my aggression, like, was able to release a lot of that rage, whereas for Christopher, he internalized it. And you know, I can say the silver lining to this whole ordeal is that he's finally gonna get the help that I've been trying to get him for so long. And, you know, I wish I could say more, you know, but obviously I don't wanna, like, damage his case or anything like that. But I will say that I'm just, you know, embarrassed. Okay, I have another idea that someone needs to invent. So it's a 3D printer, but you can feed it plastic bottles. And basically then it turns the plastic bottles into, like, the material that you need to build stuff. I feel like that is the most revolutionary way to recycle plastic. And anyone can just do it in their home. Like, you can literally be like, I'm gonna turn this this bottle into a hairbrush, or I'm gonna turn this bottle into, like, a toy car, or I'm gonna turn this bottle into, like, I don't know, whatever. And you just feed it into the 3D printer and it comes out the way we want it to. You're welcome. Lucy unfortunately did not make it. We watched her take her last breath and put her head down, and her body deflated, and she passed away. We still have no idea what could have been wrong with her. While she was in our care, she would not eat, she would not drink, she seemed really tired. Even when we went to go pick her up, she kind of just let us, which is crazy. So you could tell she was, like, just at her wit's end. Like, she didn't have any fight left in her, unfortunately. But we did give her a really beautiful funeral, and we did a cute little ceremony in the park. And yeah, we still don't know what it is, why she was sick. But yeah. You want to know why 80% of divorces are filed by women? Because there's only so much we can take, babe.
And you know why? Because men don't have the backbone to leave a relationship that they're not happy in. They'll just stay and stay and stay for the free maid and the cook and the chef and the cleaner and everything. But yeah, so women have to take the initiative, because men just don't, yeah, men just don't know how to take initiative. They also don't handle power very well. Men are not built for power. You give them a little bit of power, they abuse it. You give a woman power and she dominates gracefully, as we've seen. Yeah. Hey guys, I know that there's a lot of you that will not be able to sleep tonight unless I do this. And I know how much it means to you. I know you need this from me. So I'm gonna do it. Fuck Balenciaga and fuck the church. Okay, sweet dreams, guys. Love you.